the ballot question at this point also has been certified. There are a couple pending legal cases about the ballot question and a certain candidate trying to run for president. In my opinion, I don't believe those challenges will make any changes to our ballot, but they're out there, and there's no real end date on those yet. The ballot question basically was sent back as there was no real decision made, so went back to the last Superior Court decision, which was that it stays as written. They've asked for that to be reconsidered. That's where that stands at this point. And the candidate went through federal court, and that was remanded back to state, so he would have to then petition through the Commonwealth Court to have that, to look at that. But at this point, with what the election code says, I don't believe there'll be any changes as how we have it at this point.
I just wanted to reminding on the dates for applying for the absentee ballots and submitting them.
Sure. Absentee ballots, the applications we are accepting now, you can request a civilian absentee ballot up until November 1st. And all absentee ballots would have to be returned to us by 5 p.m. the Friday before the election, which is November 4th, I believe. So we do, anybody that would like an absentee ballot, we just ask that they, request those applications, or they can print them off the website and send them in as well. But the sooner they get those to us, the better. And then we anticipate with all the approval process that we can start sending those ballots out the end of September, early October to the individuals that have filled out an application. Voter registration deadline is October 11th. So we encourage anybody that is not yet registered to vote to please do so by October 11th. Many different means to do that. The state has a website. They can do it online now. They can go to our Lebanon County website and print the application, or excuse me, the voter registration paper information off the website. They can come into our office. Many post offices have them as well. So many different ways that they can do it.
Libraries, I think, also.
Yes, libraries, thank you. Yes. Yes, we tried to get those stocked up as much as possible. I know my people have been running around doing that. So.
Do you have any sense on how many absentees you figure are going to be requested?
Yeah, we're expecting a lot. We probably are thinking over 3,000, if not closer to maybe 5,000. It just all depends. We have had a lot of inquiries and have sent out and had a lot of people pick them up. And I think Jo Ellen, my deputy, says she's processed pretty much close to 1,000 at this point through the system. But we do expect that to really pick up as we get closer, not only to the registration deadline, but all the way up to the 1st of November.
Yeah, the applications for the absentee are being taken now.
Yes.
When will the actual absentee ballot be available for them to fill out and vote?
It all depends on the approval process, but we're looking somewhere between the end of September, the last week in September, the first week in October, at the latest.
The board members, yes.
I was wondering if you would be prepared to explain an emergency absentee ballot.
Okay, well, emergency ballots and absentee ballots are a little bit different. An absentee ballot would be for somebody that would not be able to vote on November 8th, so to actually physically go to the polling place. There's several different reasons why that may be. Sometimes it is because they're going to be out of town for work or for pleasure. Disability. If someone doesn't have, can't actually get to the polling place. The elderly, difficult getting to the polling place. So there's work. If they're going to be away for work or having to work or something that will prevent them from actually getting to the polling place, they can request an absentee ballot. And basically, when they do the application, they just need to mark what the reason is, and then then we would accept that application and send them the ballot itself. An emergency ballot would be used if there would be an issue at the actual voting place the day of the election. So past experience, from what I understand, is like power goes out, and therefore the battery life on the actual voting machines would expire. So we're talking a pretty big what if, but we would have and will be printing ballots paper ballots that could be used in case those voting machines aren't able to function for whatever reason. And so we will have those at each of our 55 polling places, those emergency ballots. And then we'll also have rovers that will have the ability to send more if they end up using the allotted amount that we end up sending to those places.
And if there's a medical emergency, there's a process where it would go through the judge?
They would do a provisional ballot, correct? That would be similar to the emergency ballot. Actually, the provisional and the emergency ballot are the same at this point, the same type of ballot. But yes, then we would go before the judge and have those requested to be accepted.
Take a motion to approve the ballots as presented by our director.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the ballots. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ballots are approved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.